Hello friends, how are you? I suppose I never really know what I'm going to do when I hit record on this camera, but I'm always down for an adventure. And I'd hope that adventure would teach me something about myself. In today's episode, I want to focus on creativity. What is creativity? How can we use our creativity to learn something about ourselves or the world around us? And how do we make creativity part of a daily practice even when we lack the motivation to? I hope to answer these questions. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. Regardless, I hope you'll hang out with me to find out. Let's get into it. What is creativity? Where does it come from? Perhaps to answer that question, we need to ask ourselves, why is creativity needed in the first place? Suppose we have a desire to get an idea out, whether that's a painting, taking a photo, writing a song, building something. This desire to express ourselves in a certain way. Perhaps creativity is the process in which we take something from the idea stage and bring it into fruition. Yeah. Where does creativity come from? For me, creativity can come from a number of places. Maybe just a couple examples. One, creativity comes from a new tool. Take this camera, for instance. This camera spawned an entire web series. Hanging Out was from the inspiration that I felt when I purchased this new camera. New tools often can inspire our creativity, and then our creativity can bring new ideas into fruition. But on the other side of that, another example can be lack of resources or the lack of tools. Sometimes I create my best work when I don't have everything that I feel like I need. Once I get over the fact that I don't have those things. Oftentimes that can be a challenge because I, like many other creators, give a lot of credit to my tools, and I think my tools are where my creativity comes from. That's not necessarily true. Sometimes I create because I don't have a tool, so it sparks my creativity. My creativity then has to arise to that challenge and has to bring my idea into fruition regardless of that challenge. So creativity, on the one hand, can come from new resources, an abundance of resources, or maybe it could also come from a lack of resources. Yeah. I think so far we're doing a great job of defining what creativity means to us. Maybe we can dig a little deeper. I find that it's easier for me to think when I take a walk. So I'm going to put on some proper attire as it is a little windy outside, and I'll meet you out there. Found this peaceful little spot under this bridge. It's really beautiful down here, and we're just about to get into the golden hour, so this is the spot to be right now. Look at this lone shopping cart, it's so moody. So what have we learned so far? I've learned that creativity is a bit like a bridge that helps our idea across to the other side to become realized, or perhaps shared with others. I've learned that creativity comes from many places. Perhaps it came from the inspiration felt when we got a new tool, like this camera, for instance. Or maybe it came from challenges we faced or a lack of resources. Regardless, creativity helps us to find a way. Which brings me to our next question. How do we create when we feel unmotivated to do so? When I started filming this episode today, I lacked the motivation to create. It invited a lot of insecurity into the room, and all day long I've been wondering, is this any good? Is this headed in any direction? Does this make sense? And I had to ask myself, why am I doing this? I'm going to read a quote right now that a dear friend sent to me. The quote is from Martha Graham, and these words have permeated my being. This is something I check in with often when I'm feeling this way. It goes like this. There is a vitality, a life force, a quickening that is translated through you into action. And because there is only one of you in all time, this expression is unique. And if you block it, it will never exist through any other medium and be lost. The world will not have it. It is not your business to determine how good it is, nor how valuable it is, nor how it compares with other expressions. It is your business to keep it yours clearly and directly, to keep the channel open. You do not have to believe in yourself or your work. You have to keep open and aware to the urges that motivate you. Keep the channel open. No artist is pleased. There is no satisfaction whatsoever at any time. There is only a queer, divine dissatisfaction, a blessed unrest that keeps us marching. This is such a great reminder. I guess I'm just keeping the channel open, casting my line, and trusting that my creativity will help me find a way. I hope to see you on the other side. Hello friends, and welcome to a new segment for Hanging Out, Q's and A's. This is where I hope to answer your questions about myself, my creative process, or the show. If you have a question, please comment down below. Let's get into this. This person asks, during this time, what is something you discovered about yourself that you enjoy? Something that I've discovered about myself that I really enjoy is realizing that I don't necessarily have to be on a strict routine. I can kind of move with what my body needs. In other words, I rest when I'm tired, I eat when I'm hungry, I create when I feel the need to create. And sometimes that looks like not being on a schedule at all. I'm learning to trust that my body and my creativity will kind of inform my decisions. That's something I've really been enjoying. This person says, deep question. When you speak internally, mostly is it you, to a higher order of things, lost elders? This is a good question. I think when I'm speaking internally with intention, it's usually in the form of prayer, and prayer to me is really giving thanks. So I am speaking to a higher order of things, or my ancestors, or the universe. There's also other voices in my head that are a little more critical or judgmental of my work, and I've learned to recognize these voices as kind of a cry for love. I'm learning how to communicate with those voices a little better and also set healthy boundaries with them. What is it like being so damn sexy? I'll save that one for later. This person asks, do you pre-plan your organization? You are one of the most organized people I know. That's a good question. I'm organized about some things and other things not really. Like this show, for instance, I generally don't know what I'm going to do until I hit record. I try to follow the adventure, and I am very intrigued by the sense of discovery. Sometimes that works for me and sometimes it doesn't. Organization really comes in handy when I'm editing, when I'm archiving, and when I'm working, like to just take a few moments to tidy up my space when I'm working and not have a bunch of clutter is totally essential. So I do use organization to my benefit, but I try not to let it stifle my creativity. This is the person's response to my last episode, How to Make a Beat. Absolutely epic. Loved hanging out. The whole process is awesome to see. How long does it take you to put together a video like that? Do you have a lo-fi playlist anywhere? Thanks, man. Keep them coming. So generally, to put together an episode like that, and any of the episodes really, it takes about 2 days. I usually shoot all of one day and I get a little bit of the editing done. Day 2 is kind of to finish the editing and put any final touches on it. Do you have a lo-fi playlist anywhere? I'm working on a beat mixtape right now, and I will keep you posted on the release of that. I also have some new releases coming down the pipeline. By the time this video comes out, I will have something out there for pre-order. All right, guys, that's Q's and A's. I hope you enjoy this segment. I hope to make it a regular part of this show, and I hope you will ask me some questions in the comments below. Remember to like and subscribe. That's how I reach a wider audience, and we'll see you next time.